Time for Unhaul, Part 2. Time to make the tougher decisions. What's up, beasties? It's me, it's Triple B, your friendly neighborhood bearded book beast. Welcome back to the channel. I am so glad you're here. This is part 2 of my Unhaul video. In the last video, I went through my shelves, my off-camera stacks of books, thrift books, things that I had to go through, and over 100 books went into 2 piles. One pile for sure going bye-bye. Listed some of those on Pango already. Gonna list some more, gonna donate some, all that. But I still had probably 2/3 of those 100 that I was on the fence about because I just want to see if they'll be for me. So this is part 2. I'm gonna read 10 books at a time, the first chapter or 2 depending on if I feel like I need it, give you my thoughts and let you know if I'm gonna keep it or not. And there's no more on the fence. It's either, yep, this is for me, I'm gonna keep it till I can read it, or nah, I'm just gonna let this one go. So this should be a lot of fun. If you haven't yet, grab yourself a snack, maybe a thirst-quenching refreshment, such as this Mountain Dew Zero Sugar. Well, that's good. Sit back, relax, and enjoy Unhaul Part 2, where I, the bearded book beast, am gonna make the tough decisions. Alright, so how this is gonna work is I'm gonna read, split it into sections of 10 books at a time, and this might be done over multiple days. Right now it is in the evening. We'll see how far I get. It is late in the evening. I'm gonna have to go to bed soon, and then I'll probably do something tomorrow, and we'll get this video out. But you might see a wardrobe change. I'm gonna start off reading here, but I probably will read in my chair, upstairs, out of the beast cave, maybe in my room, sitting on the bed or something to get away from the kids and the dogs and the cats. We'll see. I might come back down here. We'll see where we end up. But it should be a fun vlog type unhaul video, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to check out all these books that have just been sitting on my shelf to see if they are for me, if we jive. So, starting off, we'll be right here for the first 10 books. And I'm going to start off with 4 special editions, 2 from Broken Binding, 2 from Goldsboro GSFF, and we're going to see if I like them. So, first up is Lord of the Empty Isles by Jules Arbeau. This is a book about a character out for revenge. Their brother was killed. They join the crew of this pirate captain person that killed their brother. So they want to get close to them so they can put a death curse on them. But then supposedly they find out that they're doing a lot of good, kind of a Robin Hood-ish thing, getting goods and supplies to people that need them. And now they're not sure if they should have done the death curse, because if that person dies, all these people will be affected. But it's too late, and I guess the only way to stop the death curse is for the person who made it to die themselves. And they clearly don't want to die, so they're in a bit of a pickle. So it sounds interesting. So we're going to read the first couple chapters and see what I think. All right. Lord of the Empty Isles by Jules Arbeau is going in the keep pile. First chapter was almost 20 pages, and I was hooked. It was really good. Focuses on Remy. He's a witherer. It deals with tethers between people and people's souls, and connection and stuff. And it's already can tell it's beautiful writing, but very accessible. And I really like connected with Remy. He lost his brother, and as a wither, he can cut these tethers to help people move on. Like in the beginning, there's a lady whose husband died years ago, and she's struggling. Her child's getting older, and she wants to be fully there, but she still has so much grief. And her and Remy have connected through that. And she wants him to wither that tether away so she can move on. And he is frustrated because he doesn't want to let his brother go and forget him. So he doesn't think she should do that with her husband. And just very interesting. And he's wants to put this curse on the person that killed his brother. He knows who it is, but to do that is illegal. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be reading this. That was good, very good. All right, next up, another special edition I've had for a while. The First Bright Thing. This is from Broken Binding. It's a very pretty edition. And this has to do with circus performers and some time travel. I think it's set, after in the 20s, after World War One. Circus of the Fantasticals. So yeah, it sounds pretty sweet. So let's check this one out and read the first chapter and decide. Will the first bright thing be the first thing to go in the get rid of pile? You see what I did there? Here we go. Oh, man. All right. The First Bright Thing by J.R. Dawson. Keeping it. Holy smokes, I want to keep reading this. I love the circus. I don't know if anyone went to the circus when you were young. I did. I've never taken my kids. I need to go because it's very rare. The circus is a very rare thing, at least around where I am. It's not very often it comes to town, but oh man, this is a quick chapter, but just describe the circus and very fantastical creatures and people, but it sounds like it's set in happening in Iowa. Seems like it's set in our time, in the 1920s, and the main character sees an evil person from her past called the Circus King, but she thinks it's a trick of the eyes. But then at the end, the crowd disperses and a girl walks up and smiles a creepy smile, and it looks like the Circus King, and says, "There you are," and then disappears into the crowd. And she's like, oh, and it ends with her saying, he knows I'm alive. So like, woo, that's good. That's good. Yeah. And it's a beautiful book, so I'm glad that I like it. All right, so now we got Voyage of the Damned by Francis White. And this one, I think I'm gonna like too. Has awesome sprayed edges. Has a beautiful spine. Nothing on here, but the white does look really nice. Blue in papers. So yeah, I'll tell you what gets me pumped about this one. So the tagline says, 12 magical blessings, 12 days at sea, one chance to stop a killer and save the world. And then in the beginning here, it's got pretty cool map of the ship and all the different rooms, which is pretty cool. And then it has each of the 12 houses or provinces. You got the dragon province, tiger province, spider, elephant, tortoise, butterfly, ox, so a bunny, butterfly, crow, bear, Hermione, like a rat, rodent, grasshopper, and fish. Okay, let's see. All right. Voyage of the Damned, a keep. 3 for 3 with the special editions so far. This was a lot of fun in just one chapter. I already love it. Wish I'm gonna have to read all these very soon. Main character is Ganymedes, D for short. It opens on him. he's in this village. They're getting ready for a festival and this voyage and all this stuff. And he's talking about disappearing into the crowd and trying to get away from all his responsibility. He has a mishap with this carnival game that's rigged, and he ends up destroying this whole person's kind of the milk jug stuck together, and you throw the ball and you hit it right in the middle and it just bounces off kind of thing, and he ends up figuring out where to hit the shelves and stuff just right so that they think he's missing, but really it makes the whole thing collapse. But anyway, funny stuff. And then his dad comes, and through like they're going back and forth, you find out that D. Ganymedes is kind of he's like the only child of, there's an emperor, so I don't think his dad's like the king. His dad is like the head of this province or whatever. The fish one, I think. And his dad kind of sleeps around on the mom, but Ganymedes knows because certain royalty and powerful people get something called the blessing, where they get power, and it should pass from parent to child, but Ganymedes hasn't gotten anything, and the dad tells him, well, that's because I've been sleeping around, and since you haven't got it, one of my out of wedlock seeds is probably going to inherit it from me, but don't tell anyone. So he pretends that he has the blessing. Nobody really knows. He's lied to his mom and everyone else, so he kind of feels like a failure, and through them talking, it sounds like he's a little husky. He's a little round and rotund, which his dad mocks him for eating too much or something. But just a funny character to have as a point of view. I really like Ganymedes D. And just sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. He's still planning to try to cause this big distraction, terrible thing to happen so that he doesn't have to go on this voyage that he's supposed to go on. And yeah, it just sounds, it's a lot of fun so far. This one, I've loved all three so far, and I think, I don't know, they've all been really good. As I say, this one might be my favorite. It had the most humor so far, but the other two hit me in a different way and were really good too. So, man, I've had some bangers sitting on my shelf. So definitely going to keep that one. Position is The Sun and the Void. Now, this is a beautiful book. I just love the way it looks. But I've heard a lot of mixed things about this book. I thought it sounded cool when I first got it from Broken Binding. A little dark magic. Sounds pretty cool. And this is a very pretty book. Like I said, I hope I like it. So, let's check it out. All right. Well, The Sun and the Void is staying. Beautiful book. Wasn't going to take much, but I did really enjoy it. The first chapter was very good. It's a lot darker than I thought. We got some dark magic. The characters are all like animal human hybrids, which is pretty cool. And it focuses on the first point of view character. She is going to visit her grandmother up in like the mountain, in this mountain town, and she has to travel through some dangerous areas, and there's some creepy dark creatures with like boils on their body and stuff, and they're attack her and trying to eat her. She gets saved by these people that know her grandma, bring her there, and there's like some family bad blood between her dad, who's passed away, and her grandma. Her grandma had her come there. There's some mystery there. Don't know what it is yet, but it was very dark and like just sounds pretty sweet. So keeping this one. What's up, Easties? We changed locations. I am sitting in my favorite reading chair in my living room, and we're going to hang out here and read some chapters of these books, see how many we can get through until my cat, doesn't matter where I am, I can't speak, kids, dogs, or cats distract me, then we'll go somewhere else. So first up, we've got Raptors 1, Sidekick. Let's see what we think. All right. This one is Stain. It's good. It's fun. Main character is Sawyer. He is 15. He's turning 16. But I still think this is adult. he is a sidekick to the Black Harbinger, so he's kind of a Robin character. Black Harbinger is very much like a Batman character. It takes place in New York City. He is the Red Raptor. Used to be called Kite, but he wants to be called Red Raptor now. And it starts off, he is taking on a group of thugs who are trying to rob and harm a woman who's walking the streets, walking through the city, and he takes them all out. He has a superpower where he can see something and learn how to do it. So he watches parkour YouTube videos to figure out how to traverse the city skyline and the buildings. And then he can learn how to do like martial arts and sorry, I just hit my camera, and fighting by watching that kind of stuff. So it's very cool. He takes other guys out. Black Harbinger's there in the shadows watching him with his deep Darth Vader voice changer. And of course, Sawyer has like a good sense of humor, so he kind of makes fun of it. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. I really liked it. So I definitely want to check out more of this. It was very cool. So far, so good. Now, these first 10 especially, maybe first 15 to 20, are ones that I'm pretty sure I'll like. After that, we'll see. I'll probably start to get rid of some more. But next up, we're going to do Ancillary Justice by Ann Leckie. This one is staying. It was really good. The main character, a lot like Murderbot, is like a android kind of, not human, but it's a lot more edgier and dark, more grim, very interesting. I want to know what's going on with the world, with this character. I'm pumped to read more of this. Definitely going to move it up my TBR. The main character finds someone they recognize from the past that was left for dead, and some other dead bodies, and then has to go into this town to try to get some supplies and stuff to help them. Very interesting. Definitely want to check it out. Next up, we're going to check out Last God Standing. I have this one a while. Really want to check it out. Oh yeah, this one's staying. Very interesting. Like I said, this is about a character. It's about God, who wants to live a human life. And the beginning prologue chapter, it's fine. Nobody. I was gonna say nobody can see you, but I'm talking to you. It's fine. So God wanted to be a human, so it's like going through his childhood, and every time these different other gods like Poseidon and all these other gods try to kill him, and this mysterious golden lady shows up and she saves him. And then in chapter 1, it gets into his regular adult life, and he's trying to become a comic. He's in love, he wants to get married, but gods keep coming to try to kill him, and it's just very cool. So definitely want to check this one out. Next up, we're going to check out Swashbucklers by Dan Hanks. Yeah, this one's going to stay too. It's really good. It's definitely got the 80s, 90s vibe to it. It's this adult guy named Cisco. He comes with his little boy back to his hometown. Sounds like he's going through a divorce and some crazy stuff. He meets up with some old friends, and people recognize him from the gas incident from when he was a kid. And there's something in the newspaper. The prologue was a dad like watching TV, and he heard on the baby monitor someone like singing to his baby. So he went up there, and there was a giant stuffed like duck, his child's favorite stuffed animal from her favorite show, and it like devoured him and murdered him. So it sounds like similar stuff happened when they were a kid and they had to close a portal to hell or something. This is pretty cool so far. I just realized that's a video game controller too. That's pretty sweet. Good stuff. Oh man, this is good stuff. All right, so next up, we got Starbringer. It's supposed to be like Firefly. We'll see. Okay, so this one's a little bit of a mixed bag, but good enough to keep. It's got different POVs. They're first person, think Red Rising. And I had to read 3 chapters just to get all 3 of the main point of views. And it's got a little romance in it, I can tell. Probably a slow burn. But it's cool. It's got some intrigue and mystery going on, and since it's compared to Firefly, I'm guessing somehow they become a ragtag group. There's a mercenary I really like so far, and then there's a princess and a priestess. The priestess is really funny, and then the princess is pretty cool. So yeah, definitely I'll keep it for a while because I would like to read more of it and see what I think. So it's pretty funny, and I like it so far. So we'll keep it. Last one of this group. We are going to check out Ordinary Monsters. There's the sequel for this coming out in the fall, so I want to see if I like it. And if I do, I'm going to keep it and read it in the fall because it seems like a good fall read with the new one. So let's check it out. Okay. All right. Ordinary Monsters. It's Dan. Holy smokes. I've liked all these 10 so far, but this one was my favorite. This is really good. Victorian England setting. It's like superpowers, supernatural powers. There's this, the main character in the first chapter is on the run. She's been taken advantage of by men, it seems like her whole life. And she's on the run because she killed in self-defense the last one in the house she worked in that tried to take advantage of her or did. And she's on the streets and she sees like something glowing and she finds a dead mom and the baby next to the mom is glowing. So she takes it as her own, kind of travels around. The kid grows up and it has this power where it can touch someone and burn their skin, and maybe melt the entire person. And it's very cool, very just pretty sweet. Definitely want to read this one and then the sequel. Excited about this. Very cool. All right, that was the first 10. And we're keeping 10 out of 10, getting rid of 0 out of 10. We'll see how the next 10 go. Bearded Book Beast's job is never done. Neither is this dad's. Gonna do some laundry. Real bearded book beasts do laundry. Trifold. If you don't trifold, there's something wrong with you. Just kidding. Well, hello there. Barley, George, puppies, banana. We need some protein to get some more reading done. What's up, beasties? It's late, so I am in my bedroom, hanging out in my bed, and I'm going to try to finish up this last stack. and read through them and give you my thoughts and see if we can get rid of some books, since I kept all 10 of the first one. Starbringer was on the fence, so I don't think it would survive the next Unhaul. First up, we are going to check out An Ember in the Ashes by Sabatakir. I've always heard good things about this book. A YouTuber / TikTok book talker. I really like Easy Cat. He really liked these. He's got an awesome channel, and he made some funny jokes about how on every cover her hair is blowing in the wind, but this wind is not affecting anyone else but her. And it is true on all the covers. So he's like, does she have her own wind source, her own personal fan or something? Why is it not affecting anyone else? He's a funny guy. But let's check it out and see what I think about Ember in the Ashes. Ember in the Ashes, it's staying. This was really good, but this was thrilling, gripping, action, good character work. I actually read 3 chapters because it was so good. I'm definitely keeping this and going to read it. It gets praised for a good reason. That's Leia and Elias on the front, the 2 POVs. He's a soldier for the evil empire. He hates them, wants to desert, get away. Leia comes from a poor family. She's a slave. The empire killed her parents and her sister, and her brother comes home late. They're living with their grandparents, and he has some things he shouldn't. And she finds out he's working for the rebellion, and then the Empire shows up, and all H breaks loose, and it's really good. I am definitely going to be reading this more. If you're wondering, I'm wearing my glasses because it's late and I'm old, and I see better when I read at night with them. But don't I look suave? Next up, we got Notorious Sorcerer by Davina Evans. Has a sweet cover. It's got a sorcerer as the main character. It's a little dark, a little grimy, and I'm excited to read it. Let's see what I think. Notorious Sorcerer, it's staying. It was really good. Our sorcerer main character is a sorcerer named Scion, and he is hilarious. Swears like a sailor. That was entertaining. He's doing some magic. He's gonna do a little multiverse traveling, go to another realm to get some ingredients he needs to do some other spells and things for the kingdom he works for. It seems like so a prince sends this girl to help him, and they're bantering back and forth. She seems like she's going to be a lot of fun, and he wants her to hold onto his mortal tether so she can pull him back if he needs help. And then he goes there, he's getting what he needs, and then there's like Phoenix there and a Phoenix nest with eggs, which is cool. And then all of a sudden an angel comes and attacks him, and luckily the girl pulls his tether and he escapes, and it was just really cool. So this is book 1 of The Burnished City. Book 2 came out this past year, and I love the cover, love the story so far. Keeping this. Next we got Silver Under Nightfall by Ren Shipuko. Sweet cover. Vampire hunter. Vampires. Who's the real monster? Exactly. This one's staying too. Really good. Vampire hunter. It was a lot more bloody and aggressive than I thought it would be. And that first chapter was fun. This vampire hunter is called a Reaper, and he's taken down some vampires in the opening chapter, and it's pretty sweet. Says it's Castlevania meets Priority of the Orange Tree, but I haven't read Priority of the Orange Tree, but I do like Castlevania, so I dig it. It's staying. All right, quick update, Beasties. I thought this video was getting a little long in the tooth, and I didn't want to do more. I ended up getting tired and falling asleep. So it's a new day, and it's time to just wrap this up. I did check out most of these. Some of these I decided I'm just going to let them go. I've got a lot of books to read, so little time, new things coming out. I'm getting into indie published stuff. And there's just so many things I want to read. It's time to just get rid of a lot of the stuff to make space. So I'm just going to go through these quick, say what I'm getting rid of, what I'm keeping, and then I'll update the total number at the end, how many I unhauled out of the ones I was on the fence about, to wrap this up. So here we go. First update, out of those first 12 you saw in the video that I read, I did decide and change my mind that I am going to get rid of and unhaul Starbringer. It did sound interesting, but like I said, I was on the fence, and I wasn't super feeling it, so I'm going to unhaul that one. And here we go. Here's all the rest. So, Winds of Marquee, sounded cool, but going to unhaul it. Zero Sum Game, unhaul. 888 Love and the Divine Burden of Numbers, gonna unhaul. Fallen and the Everything box, gonna unhaul. Unclean Spirits, unhaul. Wicked Appetite, cool cover, but gonna unhaul. Space Between Worlds, had this forever, haven't read it, gonna unhaul. This is a pretty beautiful cover, but I'm never gonna read it. I gotta be for real. Love that cover, so definitely gonna unhaul that. Throw it up on the Pango, because it's such a pretty book. Same with this one, Bone Season, gonna unhaul. I probably will read Prior to the Orange Tree someday, and maybe if I love that, I would come back to this, but I don't need 2 long series with big books from this author that I haven't even read yet. Alright, these 2, gonna unhaul. Had them a long time, haven't read. Gonna unhaul these 2. Talked to my good friend Andrew's Wizardly Reads. I got this when I saw him do it in a haul video a long time ago. He's already unhauled it, and it hasn't captured my interest, so I'm gonna unhaul that and this one. Gonna unhaul these 3. It says All Things Bright and Strange, Crimson Tapestry, and End of Summer. Gonna unhaul these 3. We got The Grey Ghost, League of Somebodies, and Department 19. Here we go. That's what I was looking for. Gonna unhaul this one. I'm gonna unhaul this Catwoman graphic novel. And then these first 2 books in this series, had them a while, not gonna read them. Gonna unhaul them. Gonna unhaul these 2 urban fantasy books I've had a long time, never read. Some more thrift finds. Gonna unhaul them. Too many good things to read. I'm gonna unhaul Soul's Gate by James L. Rubart. And some of these, I'm getting into some that you'll probably recognize a little more. So I'm gonna unhaul these. Sweet covers, cool sounding series, but time to go. Alright, last couple of little stacks here. This one sounded cool, but gonna unhaul it. Gotta make the tough decisions. Same with Library of the Dead. Masters of Death. Such a pretty little book, but I haven't read it in over a year. Probably not gonna. Same with Blighted Stars. Off with Their Heads. And Immortal Longings. Gonna unhaul those. And then I'm gonna keep these ones. This is a short read. I've always wanted to read it since it came out. It sounds really interesting. So I'm gonna keep that one. These two are self-pub ones I found thrifty, and they just sound kind of cool, so I just want to check them out. Might unhaul them in the future. This I'm going to keep. I think I want to do a video on it. This is the second book, but I want to get the first one and do a little video on it. Just thought it'd be fun. There's like every so many pages, there's like a code you can scan and then watch like a short movie video to enhance the story. So that just sounds fun. So gonna get the first book, check it out, make a video. Thought that'd be cool. Gonna hang on to this Thief Taker because it sounds cool. And hang on to this Rogue Lawyer for a little bit more until I have time to check it out. But might unhaul that in the future. And then these last two, gonna hang on to God of Neverland. I love the cover. It's really cool. And love fairy tale stuff, so we're gonna check out that one. And then this book by Wesley Snipes, Talent of God. I've had it a long time, but I just kind of want to see what his writing's like, so I'm gonna hang on to that one. All right, and that is it for this unhaul. Wrapped it up. So I think altogether between the chapters, between the books that I read a chapter and decided on, and all of these, there was 60 books, and I am getting rid of 41 of them, so not too shabby. Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. So yeah, not too bad. Cleared out a lot of space. Now I have a lot of work to do taking these to thrift stores, used bookstores, and my Pango bookstore. So I got to get to that. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed it. And until I see you in the next one, beasties, devour those TBRs. Be brave, be beautiful to one another, and be beastly. We'll see you.